Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Remy Sampson. Oh my days, you guys. It's been forever. It really has been forever. I think the last video I dropped was, I didn't even go to check if I recorded this video, but I want to guess and say 3 or 4 years ago. If it's longer than that, that's crazy. It should be about that time range, I think. But enough yapping, you guys. I am going to be rebranding my channel. Okay, tell a friend to tell a friend. So typically in the past I covered tips, nice little chat and gossips, not really gossips, but conversations, which will still hold, but to a different channel. Covered beauty tips like hair care and all that fancy stuff. Why I do not foresee this channel going to that direction anymore. Right now I'm going to be focusing on tips and stories and interviews for my corporate girlies, okay? So gradually, I've seen that my life has been taking that fold where I'm getting too immersed in corporate America. And why I'm less than 5 years into the corporate world, I feel like, I am tempted, or I was tempted, I've been tempted, and now I have fallen into my temptation. To create an avenue in space and conversation, tips and story times of how I got to where I am with less than 5 years in the corporate world. Like, what have I done? What would I wish, or what do I wish I did differently? How did I navigate through the journey? How am I where I am today? Like, all those tips, starting from figuring out things in college to where I am right now. So if you feel that is something that would benefit you, or someone that's in that space or in that area in that life where they don't even know how to navigate through college or straight out of college, feel free, give them a share of this video because this is going to be beneficial to them, okay? Hello. Okay, so a quick overview about me. I'm Remy Sampson. I am Nigerian from Edo State. Don't get mistaken. I went to the peer-reviewed A&M University. I am a proud Panther. I would tell anybody anytime, okay? Graduated with a degree in mechanical engineering and a minor in supply chain management. A whole lot happened in the mix, and I found myself in Amazon, where I currently support the grocery space. But I have been through it all in the company, not in a bad way, but I have worked in different organizations within the company, and I have spent less than 5 years in the corporate world. So I'm relatively new to the corporate world, kind of sort of fresh out of college. All right, so the first thing I honestly want to cover is, while I was in college, guys, I had no idea what I wanted to study. And the funny thing is that my siblings and some close friends still make fun of me about that. They're like, who goes to college saying they don't know what to study, and you choose the hardest degree, and you chose the hardest degree in the book to go into do. And I don't know, I think partly that comes from being Nigerian. If you're Nigerian, or you're familiar, have like Nigerian friends, or you grew up in Nigerian community, you understand there's a certain expectation of you, like especially if you're the first child. Oh Lord, like there is just an unspoken expectation, regardless if you have a cool parent or not. You just grow up with that pressure. No one has to actually like pressurize you, but you just feel it in your chest that you just cannot come out failure. You can't. So yes, I just thought engineering was the way to go. It was engineering, medicine, or law. And at that point, I did not have a flair for law. And medicine, I knew was not for me, because meat and blood are, I can't imagine working in a place where people get to die on a regular and tell me that's life, or blood and throw ups. No, so I knew the hospital was definitely not for me. Engineering had to do with math. I love math. I have always loved math all my life. So I was like, oh, well, that seemed easier. So, yes, if people ask me why I felt engineering was the easiest, those are the options I gave myself. Engineering was the easiest to me, okay? Before I start talking too much, guys, the first thing I want to cover is the act of receiving compliments, praises, or recognition. So, I don't know. I think the way I was raised, both my parents are very humble people. They're very humble people, but they do know how to brag when they need to brag because they still have a Nigerian inside of them. It's in their blood. We have to be. Well, but I would say on the regular, on the normal, I did grow up with very humble parents. And I was raised to have the spirit of humility. Could also be my faith. I'm Christian. But there are several times, people have given me recognition for my hard work, either through speed, like just talking to me, sending me messages. But, it's almost like when you get this compliment, you just feel the need to also compliment or pass on kind comment to this person as well. Like maybe they're like, okay, one of the things I got a lot while I was in college was I carried everything so well. And I'll be like, me, what? I'm not even doing anything. It's like me downplaying myself. Or to some other people, I'll be like, what? It cannot be compared to anything you were doing. You were doing tremendously well. Like, what? Like, you just feel the need to either overcompensate. Like, you just can't accept it. You just can't receive the compliment. If you're one of those people, me that I'm talking about this, I am still working on myself. But if you're one of those people, I will say, fix that. Before you come into the corporate space. And it's not even a joke. It was until my first year in Amazon where I met I'm not going to go through my whole story right now, but my first year I met an amazing, I had an amazing manager, first of all, as my first manager in Amazon. And I also ended up, networking and meeting other people and stakeholders I worked with. One at that point was a senior, and he and my direct manager, both of them were just tremendous. They helped me they pointed out those things in me and said, hey, stop, slow down, listen to what I said, then respond. You don't need to feel the need to respond at that moment. And I feel like that's what happens sometimes. When we get those compliments, we don't really listen. All our brain is just receiving is, oh, that's a compliment, that's a compliment. Stay humble, stay humble, stay humble. And it's like, oh, you don't even sit down and listen. It's like when someone tells you did a good job, you don't have to respond immediately. It's fine to just say thank you. Because all these things also shapes how you are going to be presented or representing your own self in the corporate space. So this all plays role and factor. So learn right now. If you're an undergrad listening to this, or even if you're still in your early years in the corporate world, or you were 10 years into the corporate world, learn to receive compliments, learn to receive praises. In the workspace, outside the workspace, people see your work, people know what you do. Just receive it. And you don't need to feel the need to pass another compliment to the person, especially when it's never crossed your mind to do so. It's different if you, like, maybe both of you worked on a project together and you mean to tell them you did an amazing work, but they beat you to it. Then it's different. Oh yeah, you also did amazing as well. It's different. But someone is passing up and they're just giving you great feedback for the work you do. Just receive it without feeling the need to just ramble your mouth and just talk for talk, okay? Another thing I would cover in this first beginning episode, didn't mean to go this deep, but anyway, we're here. A thing I like to cover is having goals and timelines. That played a very huge, which I will go through in other episode, upcoming episode. But having goals and timelines definitely played a big role as to where I am right now. You guys, I'm not even joking. Like, I told myself at a certain period, I needed to be out of college. I don't care what it was going. If I had to stop every other side thing I was doing to make sure I'm out of college when I said I was going to be, I had to make sure I was out of college. After I got out of college, I'm like, hey, I need to get a job at this specific period. I put in all the sweat, work, everything into it to make sure I got the job I wanted. Even though we're gonna get into this, you guys, because this is too much of the story for me to just like spill in one. But even though I ended up in a company I never dreamt I would be, and that is not because of I thought, oh, they would never accept me, but it never crossed my mind. Hey, you want to work at Amazon? I don't know. Like, would they give me a job? It just never crossed my mind. So, I will say, 1,000% having goals and timelines got me to where I am right now. Let's not ignore the hands of God in this, okay? Let's not ignore the hands of God, because God was all over me. Because today, so when I tell people I got into Amazon, they're like, you don't know anybody? No. When I tell them I'll switch a different, you don't know? I don't know. Me, I don't know. It's just me and God doing this life together. So, yes, God, we got to get it real bad. I would also, I would, you guys, I would love to share my testimony. You know what? I'm going to make that in episode 2. How I got into Amazon. How I got into Amazon. You guys, it's a very funny story. Really, like, okay, it's all emotions. Honestly, it's all emotions. It's funny, it's sad, I don't know, when I think about it today, I think it was today while I was driving to work. Today while I was driving to work, it was today. Because typically when I'm going to work, I like to play worship or praise song while I'm headed to work. You know, just to, because it's really about to go and fight with demons outside. And this is not even calling anybody demons, but like when you go out in the public, you're interacting with people, you don't know the kind of spirit people carry. So this helps me get charged in the spirit to interact when I interact with people. And this is not even the workplace. On the road, if I end up at a grocery store, if I go get tea before I go to the office, like whatever it is. So yes, just to make sure I'm charged up, and just to reference God, because I'm on this life. Sometimes you be thinking left is the right way to go, but it's actually right. So you want to make sure your spiritual eyes are open. So yes, I listen to gospel song before when I'm headed to work every morning. This is not even just work, anything I'm doing. First music I listen to, God help me, it's gospel. So I was listening to the song this morning, and one of the songs that played was the song I remember I played. Oh, did I play? Oh, I think that's the period when I found the song, was when I was still looking for a job, and that song spoke to my spirit. Oh Lord, it spoke to my spirit real bad. So today, driving to work, and that song played, almost got me to tears again, because I'm like, wow, I'm how many years into this company, and I have changed orgs how many times, and I'm just like, God is good. God really is good, because some people are. God is good. So yes, I would share that testimony in episode 2, where I would tell y'all the whole process, how I had to go through this, and I'll probably drop some tips on how to get into spaces or companies like Amazon as well. So again, if this is something that you feel will benefit you or will benefit somebody else, either still trying to change careers, 10 years into the career, 5 years into the career, still in undergrad, like, feel free to share this video to them, and this whole channel, because I am going to be spieling, and I'm going to try to have as many influential people in this corporate spaces that I feel will benefit us all. So yeah. Yes, I do plan on having some people come over, and we could just ramble and talk and have conversations as to how either we got to spaces that we currently occupy, or just tips in general, tips in general that we have to share, or some of them might be recruiters, what they're looking for when they're reaching out to people, how you own the spaces, how do you improve your presence in a room when you walk into a room and you have nothing but directors in the room and you have to present or talk on the speech. Now, this is for people that are already in the corporate space. For people that are still trying to navigate college, how do I know what to study? Like, how do I know what to study? If I study this, does it mean I have to get a job in that field? That's what the answer to that is no, as I told you guys. I don't know if I said it, but I did engineering in college. I'm currently working as a program manager. Has nothing necessary to relate to engineering, but you could see some overlays in there. But yeah, you guys, before I overtalk than I already have. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, love you guys.